Welcome to the Behind the Art Inspiration podcast, a sneak peek into the studio practices of many types of artists, conversations for artists and for fans of art who are sophisticated and savvy. I'm your host, Caroline Karp. Let's get to it. Hi, everyone. This is episode number 10 of the Behind the Art Inspiration podcast. In this episode, I'll be traveling virtually all the way up to Manhattan, New York, and into the piano studio of Margan Alexander. He's a composer and pianist, and he's actually written a piece of music for my painting, Fairwinds, that's right behind me. How are you doing, Margan?
Hi, Caroline. First of all, Happy New Year, and thanks for this opportunity. It's a pleasure being in person. I'm doing fine, actually. As you introduced me, I'm here in my studio, and ready to share some insights with you.
Great. And so I have a few questions. We talked a little bit before the show, and we got to know each other. I don't know. I think we kind of met each other end of 2020.
Yes, absolutely. By the end of 2020, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm just so fascinated by the way that you connect with artists and how artists inspire your work. And so I want to talk a little bit first about how does the artwork inspire you? When you see a piece, how do you know, or what happens that you're able to create beautiful music?
Sure. Being a musician, it's I'm not only confined to music. As an artist, I love all kinds of arts. I enjoy them in any way, shape, or form, as long as they try to express something. But I'm particularly attracted by visual arts. I would say I'm a bit like I always describe myself as a synesthetic, meaning that certain visual works have a different impact on me, especially approaching it from shapes or colors or different type of elements that are present in visual arts. They strike me very powerfully, and they evoke music out of me. So I've always had this. I've always had this, and many years ago I realized that I have this strong connection with visual arts. Therefore, this has made me a fan of visual arts in particular, and ever since, I always try to find an opportunity to uh, visit exhibitions or check out individual artists' works, regardless of the level or professionalism, or as long as it speaks to me, I find it connective. So, I do have that connection. It just speaks from within.
Right. And I could answer that question in reverse because I'm very inspired by music. Like
Absolutely.
when I paint, I'm either listening to the nature outside or I'm listening to music, and it definitely the energy of it makes it into my artwork. And once I learned about your music, I started playing it while I was painting, and found it very inspiring as well. So
Yeah.
how do you find your different artists that you collaborate with?
So, like I said, I try to use any means of meeting, be that virtual or in person. When things were different, than they are now. When I had the opportunity to walk, to go to exhibitions or museums or meetings or workshops of artists. I had more opportunities to meet artists in person and to see their works from close up. But now the only way and the fastest way to meet people and their artworks is through browsing online, and I take a lot of advantage from the social media platforms. In our case, Instagram. I use Instagram. Well, sometimes someone will recommend me because in my social circle they know that I'm very fond of visual arts. So basically, in any way that I can, be that social media, in person, through suggestions, and then when you get into this kind of circle, then it chases you. Even though I'm not thinking about it, something will pop up that will, get me close in contact with visual arts.
Right. Well, I would love to hear the piece that you composed. Can you tell me a little bit about that process
Yeah, I'll
before
tell
we
you
start?
about your particular because I remember everything, especially with the chemistry that I have with the works that I collaborate with. So in your case, when I saw your piece of art, it was the it's like it told me a story. I start because I'm very connected to the water as well. So it wasn't just your style, but it was the entire vibe or the entire atmosphere that your piece of art captivated me. So I found myself on those sailing, and that's what was needed for me to get really into that whirlpool of inspiration and start. I started hearing strings because of the space, the huge space and the
Right.
colors. They dictated the harmonies because uh, I was puzzled between these minor harmonies and these broad textures, speaking musically. But then the more I looked at the colors, the white, shade and the bluish, that kind of pulled me towards the major harmonies, and that starts dictating the tempo and so on and so forth. And I have to play it a few times until I really solidify the entire structure. And frankly speaking, I'm still working on your piece because you probably understand me more than any other artist. Uh, After a while, the piece doesn't change anymore. But in the first 2 or 3 months or weeks, let's say, it's still ringing in my head, and I still keep on adding sections or changing little things, not to change the structure. So yeah, I would love to show you the piece that I played for your art. Yeah, fair.
Thank you. And you know what's interesting about this piece? You've seen the video of it
Yes.
being created. It looked like a totally different painting
Yeah.
at the beginning. Like it went through so much transformation to end at this state. So that's fascinating what you said about the music.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the transformation is part of our art making. It's part of our craft.
Right.
It depends on the artist, I guess. I've met all kinds of artists who they just pour out whatever they have in their heads, and it just stays that way. But sometimes the transformation is inevitable. You have to make these changes until it satisfies you, or until it comes out the way you feel it, the way it should be. So yeah,
Right.
yeah, I'll play.
Okay. It's absolutely beautiful.
Thank you. No, this piece really takes me. After reading your information, and after learning about you, I when I play this piece, the more I play this, the closer I feel like I'm coming to Florida, and then I'm returning because music is like flying. So it's just like in your case, in your piece of art, this is totally a vehicle that takes you up in the air and then just transports you.
Yes. So I'm going to put you on the spot.
Sure.
Would you come to my exhibition? I'm having a virtual exhibition. It's January 27th,
Next.
and it's coming up. It's going to be at 7 p.m. and I will send you a link. And if anybody watching wants to have a link, just put a message in the comments. But I would love for you to come, and I don't know if there's any way for you to play live during that.
Well, absolutely. I would love to.
Okay. I could probably pull you up. I'm still figuring out the whole virtual venue.
No, when you figure it out, let me know. I would love to. Why not? It's
Okay.
now we have very fast means to get to each other. Through internet, through videos, so it won't be that hard.
Right. And my son lives in Manhattan, so as soon as the pandemic's over, I'll be
We can
coming up there, and maybe we can collaborate and do a live situation where you're playing and I'm painting.
absolutely, absolutely.
'Cause I love to do that.
That would be great. That would be fantastic. It's my next dream. It's my next plan.
Have you not done that before?
I have done that, but not. I would say I've done it maybe for certain pieces. Maybe for a few minutes or maybe for 15 minutes. I haven't done it for, let's say, for like an hour to work with multiple artists or with one artist for a long period of time. But I see no cause for that to not work. That would work very well. I think it will work very well whether it's planned before or not planned,
Like
because it
spontaneous.
comes out beautifully both ways. And I'm a big fan of doing things candidly, so because the charge and the inspiration, I feel it belongs to a different plan, and then it comes out very nicely.
Hmm.
But even if you plan it and you speak in advance about the mood you want to create and how you want to sync, I think it will still come out very nicely. So yeah.
Yeah, because I don't know if you know this about me, but I do live events, so I paint live, and sometimes I don't even know what I'm going to paint, and I just am inspired. And in fact, this one was a live event that I painted at.
Oh, that's very unique. That's very nice.
Yeah. Hmm.
Wow.
So, do you have anything else you want to share with us before?
Uh, well, I have many things, but I wanted to thank you, and I would love to get to know more of your works. Even though I have browsed as much as I can, through your website or from any material I could find. But
Mhm.
the idea that you threw about when you will get the chance to get to Manhattan, it would be wonderful if we could do a collaboration doing live painting. That would
Yes.
be very special. I think it would be because I have to also share this. That also depends on the artist. I've collaborated with artists, like I said, not in a large scale project, for long, but some artists, they need their time and they need no time pressure, no time limit, because time sometimes can really slice off your inspiration or a few elements that are crucial to on the spot making of things. But some artists like yourself, they feel very comfortable working on the spot, and I feel like that's a great skill to have. and that'll enable us to to strike a collaboration very easily. I'm the same way.
Oh, yeah.
I
Mhm.
love improvisation, and then I love to take that improvisation and take it farther. But there are also musicians who do not go in this channel. They like to have things prepared and then they do it. But being that we both love this way of,
Oh, yeah.
that would make it so beautiful and really easy to work.
Yeah, I think that's why I do my weekly video journal, because I actually, I'm a performer, even though I'm an artist.
Yeah,
There's a part of me that really loves to perform.
yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, you said it perfectly. I mean, there's artists who are performers, and you are, which makes it very easy for live painting collaborations. And there's artists who, they do not like that pressure of time, and
Right.
I'm glad to know this. This is great, great news.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Morgan, thanks so much for joining me. And I just wanted to share with you and everyone else that in March of 2020, when the pandemic hit, I had an idea to start the International Online Art Collective. And so I gathered artists from around the globe and started a collective. And we had a common passion of just sharing our artwork and supporting each other. And from that and having that running, I had the idea to do the podcast. And so I started the Behind the Art Inspiration podcast, interviewing those artists. But in the back of my head, I always knew that I wanted to expand to all different types of artists. So you're actually the first musician that
Oh,
I've collaborated with in this way.
yeah,
So it's kind of monumental. But
it's a wonderful idea. I mean, it's you've laid out there one more opportunity for artists to, be part of something and to find a way to express. We need it now more than ever. I mean, this pandemic has hit artists very, very hard, I would say, and
yeah. It's
any
also gotten us to connect,
absolute
though.
connection is so important now. Yeah, yeah. Any door
Yeah,
to connect, it's a blessing. So thank you for doing that. I appreciate it.
yeah. And thank you for reaching out to me. Like, thank you for originally reaching out, because that was a big opportunity.
Thank you.
Okay, well, I'm going to sign out now and say bye. And you can find these weekly on my YouTube channel
I would
at
love to.
Caroline Karp Artist. So I'm going to stop the broadcast.